he stayed down. He's a very good opponent. He has a great record, and it's really great to be on such a big event and to take him out early with a good performance like that.
With that belt, what do you want to do next?
I spoke to Luis Ortiz, so perhaps on the Fury Wilder rematch, we can make it happen for that. But I'm ready for whoever. So maybe like 1 or 2 fights before that, or maybe for the rematch.
Joe, do you fancy a big domestic fight?
Yeah, I'd love the Huey Fury fight for the British title. I'd love to win that belt.
Is that important to you, sort of the British title before stepping up? Is that
yeah,
next step?
It's a beautiful belt, and I'd love to win it for obviously for.
I think
for
he's already proved his worth there. Andy Ruiz, it took him a while. Joe's made light work of a pretty decent fighter there. So I think he's proved he's beyond domestic level, in my opinion.
So what level then? If you're beyond domestic, Joe, what level then? Do you think a world title shot is under after next, or sort of step up?
I'm ready to challenge the best. Maybe one or two, and I'll be challenging for the world title. So I saw both Fury and Wilder's performance tonight, and I believe I can mix it at that level.
Question, Mike.
Joyce, Joe, what did you think about the meeting? What did you think of the main event and the decision and all that?
I thought it was an amazing fight, and such a big event. It's electric. It's amazing to watch. Like, it's a very it was a close fight, and I saw like the Showtime scores on saying that like Wilder had won like 2 of the early rounds, and then it's majority is mostly Fury, and then obviously the 2 knockdowns, that's like a 10-8 round, so Wilder obviously won those rounds, but I thought he did enough to take it.
So, to your right, I just wanted to ask you, like, can you comment on the heart that it took Tyson Fury to get up? Like, as a fighter, when you see a guy go down as hard as he did, especially in that 12th round, to get up, what it takes for a guy to get himself up and finish. I think there was 2 minutes left in that fight.
Yeah, he got hit with some missile, some grenade, and he just laid there and regathered himself, and got back to his senses and managed to drag himself up from the floor, and he hung in there, got through the round, and managed to clear his senses and get back onto the job. So showed tremendous heart and toughness to do that. And obviously boxing experience.
Joe, when do you fancy an opponent that's going to give you a war in the ring?
Oh, I look forward to that. I'd like maybe a Baby Miller. That would be a good tear-up, or Kalnaki or something. That'd be that'd be good, especially viewing as well. It'd be good to get through the rounds and keep it going. Yeah, because I feel I've got like a lot more to give and a lot more to show these fans, and
Joe Hanks wasn't a mug either. Joe Hanks is not a mug, definitely not. He's had a good career. He's only lost twice, and Joe's effectively punched his dreadlocks off only in 1 round. So he's ready. He's ready for all the big challenges, and that's what he's in boxing for. That's why he lives in a cabin in Big Bear and puts all that hard work. He's ready for all of them. Luis Ortiz verbally agreed. I shook hands with him and said he's ready to fight him. So let's see if he's a man of his word.
Yeah, and if it makes sense, then yeah, let's do it.
Does that fight have to happen in America, Joe, for you, Ortiz?
I'm flexible. I can box both here in the United States and also in the UK. So whatever.
Joe, if you're interested in fighting Luis Ortiz pretty soon, what did you think about his performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was good. Obviously, he's Cuban, southpaw. He's very, schooled in the art of boxing, and Travis Kaufman was, really tough to keep getting up, and he's still fighting. He's still in the fight, and I don't know. I was watching it thinking, I think I'd have finished him off a lot sooner, and I also think that I can hang with Ortiz and beat him, so it'd be a good fight.
Can you talk about, since you made your pro debut not too long, or your states debut, excuse me, you just fought on a big stage for everyone to see. What was going through your mind when you won?
Well, what was going through my mind is, the whole event. So I just want my name to be, me versus someone else in, big lights, and to have like the whole crowd on me, and the arena filled out to the max, shouting my name, and fighting having a challenging fight, but overcoming that fight and winning and being victorious. That you really can't sleep when you get back to your bed at night because you're so buzzing, and I want to get that feeling again.
Compare fighting in America, the atmosphere, thank you. Compare fighting in America in terms of the atmosphere versus fighting in the UK. Compare how you feel.
Well, it's different. Like in the UK, the fans, they sing songs and they chant, and there's a lot more atmosphere. I think today's show was like really great. They had the music loud when for the entrance music, and in between the rounds, and it was a really well done show, and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next one.
Is there anything that took you back in terms of preparing for this big stage? It's a Showtime pay-per-view, and compared to, you only have 6 professional fights. Obviously, you have a great amateur pedigree, but can you talk to what made you go, wow, this is really going to happen?
This event?
Yeah, this event and all, yeah. In totality.
I think, just mix it, being here, and one of the first pay-per-view bouts of the show, so it's only a matter of time before I'm in bigger fights, and there's a lot more interest. I'm building my name here in the States. I think a lot of people know me back home, but a lot more people are getting to know me here, so I'm happy for that, and I just want to keep on training hard and getting in the right fights, and giving the fans what they want to see, exciting fights. They call me Mexican Joe, or the Juggernaut, and what comes with those names is exciting fights. So that's what I love about boxing. I love the training, and I love fighting. And
he's never going to be in a boring fight, is he? With his style, he's never going to make you bored, ever.
He's never going to get out of the first round.
Well,
He's been winning.
I don't know about
depends how tough and skilled they
That was a
are.
compliment. He's not everybody.
But it's entertainment, isn't it? I think he entertained people for however long he was in the ring earlier, and that's what he's come here to do.
I think he's ready for a Luis Ortiz.
We said this last time, you didn't believe me, you looked at me, I was crazy, you did, didn't you? And I tell you, he's ready for it. Luis Ortiz he's a skilled boxer, he really is. You can't overlook someone like him. He's an incredible fighter. But I think, how old is he? 40 years old? 41? No, I'm asking, how old is he? He's a lot older than what I think. Listen to me. Joe brings the heat for that pace that he set in the first round. I promise you, he can maintain that pace, and he's got another gear in him. I think Luis Ortiz's old legs would need some WD-40 on them for that fight. I'm telling you, it's factual. He would put him out. I'm telling you that.
What round? You say this?
I'm not saying what round. I'm just saying he would punch his face in. I really do believe that.
I asked Richard Schaefer, he says he would love to have it next, then I asked Abel, he said he would like it in a couple more fights, so.
Abel, oh yeah, okay, if Abel said that then. So let's talk about Manuel Char. Let's talk about Manuel Char as well. Manuel Char is a real possibility as well. So whether we have to go to Germany or we bring him over to the UK or it's in America, it doesn't matter. The result will be the same.
Abel, right here in the front. If I could just get your comments on what did you think about his performance tonight and this whole fighting Luis Ortiz pretty soon?
No, it's not silly. His performance, these are the kind of fights for the coaches that are learning fights. These are the fights that prepare us for the winner of tonight, or we should have won tonight in the main event. He fought well. He did exactly what we worked on. He did exactly, the left hook is a left hook that I've been working on with him because it was different than he used to throw before. But we fought a tough guy. We fought a guy with only 2 losses. We fought a guy that went 10 rounds with Derek Rossi. Derek Rossi at the time when they fought was one of the spoilers in the division. And yet he made this guy look like he was nothing in there. I think we have a couple fights before we challenge somebody like Ortiz. But when we do challenge him, he'll knock him out. Ortiz doesn't have the talent to stay with Joe.
Joe actually talked about training with Abel Sanchez up in Big Bear. As we saw, Golovkin was here, so he was obviously supporting a stablemate at the time. But just talk to us about that atmosphere and the other fighters that have trained up there. We saw Fury was there for a couple of weeks for this fight, and you know there's Triple G, Gassiev, and so many other champions up there as well.
Yes, it's like Abel's got the formula. He's got the formula for making champions, and we're all like high level. Got great sparring there, and we all train hard, and it's good to be in like a busy gym with great champions, up and coming champions and current champions like Golovkin. He does. I've got a present for you, Joe. And he comes to bring some weights and shows me some other exercise. So and we're running every morning, and I think the altitude and the fresh air in Big Bear and the solitude and the camaraderie is all things that help building champions.
Abel, your assessment of Joe when he's training and when he's sparring and just on the mitts with you, your assessment of him.
He fits the mold that what we're trying to do up there in Big Bear. Gennady being in the gym at the beginning when he first got there, it kind of showed Joe the kind of work ethic that a champion on his level has, and Joe took to it. He trains hard, he works hard, he's got a smile on his face when he's there. That's so important. It's so important to be in a good mood.
One final question for me. Do you think all that training is really worth it when there's only just one round?
Yes.
Of course. That's why it was one round.
Otherwise it would have been 2 rounds.
Joe, there's a point in the fight where you had him hurt and you kind of let him off the hook for a second. Like the referee didn't get in the middle. Was that just a mental lapse or?
No, I was a bit confused. I thought he was getting a count. I was like, I don't know, but maybe he was good. I gave him a bit of time to recover, and then I could set up something else.
I mean, the knockout came very quickly after that. But was that something that you'd give him hell for if he made it back to the end of the round, Abel?
No, actually, I showed him some. Several weeks ago, we were watching some George Foreman tapes, and you remember when George Foreman used to hurt somebody, like back off of him later in his career. The Jerry Cooney fight that comes to mind, and I thought to myself in the corner, I said, "Shit, he must have been watching George Foreman let the guy he wants to go punish him some more after he recovers." I thought that's what it was, really.
Joe, before the fight, did you go to Tyson Fury's dressing room? Did you guys have any words of advice to each other, or?
We was just on the way there, but we came
before. No, before the fight.
Oh yeah, before the fight.
And then
Yeah.
obviously after.
Shook his hand and said hello to them guys there, and wish him good luck. And yeah.
How about you? Did he give you any words of advice for your fight?
Well done,
Yeah, just something well done.
He got there just as the guy hit the canvas.
Okay.
You've sparred Tyson Fury, and when Deontay Wilder landed that right hand, in my humble opinion, I thought the fight was over.
Everybody did.
Okay, so that was, I'm leading into that, Joyce. Did you think the fight was over based off of your rounds that you scored with Tyson Fury and what you can and cannot say?
I thought it was very hard. I was just, hoping because I know him. I spent time with him in the ring, and I wanted him to win. So I was just, I was hoping he got through that, and he managed to hang on, and avoid some further punishment, further punches, and managed to grab hold of him and get through the round and get his brains unscrambled for the next round. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the next round. It was the 12th round. That's why it was amazing.
He deserves a lot of respect, doesn't he? Because he was like the Undertaker coming off the floor, wasn't he? the bell hitting him.
I was telling Abel, Michael Moore didn't get up from that shot against George Foreman, and Tyson Fury did. George Foreman, Michael Moore was trying to get up, but his body was, he saw his eyes, but his body was.
Tyson had 3 years out the ring. That was him at 60%. I really do believe it. I think at 100%, I think Tyson wins. I thought he won tonight personally. I might be biased, but I believe he won the fight. But the draw is going to be a great rematch.
Draw is fair.
Also, he's a born and bred, traveller fighting man. So that's how he managed to get off from that.
Speaking of the traveler, he's coming next. So.